Welcome, everyone. I'm Pranav Savla. I'm 14 years old. I study in grade 9 in Bangalore, India. I'm also a part of Vision Aid. I'm a student of Vision Aid. And today, I welcome you to the first part of demystifying voiceover. So, voiceover, today I'm going to be showing you how do you demystify voiceover, or I'm going to be demystifying voiceover for the Mac. So if you have a Mac laptop, if you've bought your new laptop, or if you are switching over from Windows to a Mac, uh, or if you're just a sighted person looking to use voiceover, welcome. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. So let me start out with what is voiceover? So voiceover is the built-in screen reader in all Apple products, be it your MacBook, your iMac, your iPhone, iPod Touch, Apple TV, iPad, Apple Watch, etc., etc. So it comes out of the box without any extra costs, and it is a very capable screen reader. I'd say as capable as any other screen readers out there. So if you're new to a Mac, welcome. Mac is a lot of fun to use. And even if you're switching over from Windows, welcome again. Learning a Mac won't be very hard. So I'm using a Mac virtual machine over my Windows laptop. But the commands that I teach today will be the same, even if you're using a physical Mac. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the basic introduction. What are the first key commands that you get started with? How do you use voiceover, as basically the bare basics. And I will also be touching a little on the UI of a Mac. So let's get started. I'm going to start out with basically how do you move around the items in your Mac. So you may have a lot of items. If you're coming from Windows, you're familiar that you have a desktop and you have a lot of items on the desktop. And normally with a screen reader on Windows, you use NVDA or JAWS. Actually, even before that, let me teach you how do you switch on and off voiceover. Because let's face it, you may not have voiceover on when you're listening to this tutorial. So to switch on voiceover, you press the command key, which is right to the left of the space bar. It's the first key to the left, and you press F5. So note, you do not press the function key. So I already have voiceover on. So if I press this keyboard command, it's off.
Voiceover off.
Press it again.
Voiceover on Finder, desktop, empty group. You are currently in a group. To exit this group, press Control, Option, Shift, up arrow.
That you're going to be using to switch on and switch off voiceover. This is a universal command, which means anywhere you're in the Mac, your desktop, your dock, any application, anywhere you are, you can switch on and switch off voiceover just by pressing this command. And you don't need to turn this on anywhere in settings. It comes out of the box. So now let's touch on how do you move through items. Let me go to my dock here. I will explain what the dock is in just a second.
Dock. Finder, open, 1 of 24. You are currently on application.
To navigate through your items, you're going to use two keys, okay? Two keys to hold down and one key that you press. Now, these two keys that you hold down are going to be important wherever you are using voiceover. So almost 90 to 95% of voiceover commands use these keys. These are the control and option keys on your Mac. Now let me explain this. So to the left you have, let's just take the bottom row of your Mac keyboard. You have your function key.
Item. To open this application, press Control.
You have a function key, then you have Control, Option, and Command, and you have space. Okay. And then you have
Option, space.
Command, Option, Control, and the arrows. Okay. So now you know where the control and option keys are. And so you hold these two keys together, and you press to move to the next item. Unlike Windows, you press the right arrow on your Mac.
Siri, 2 of 24.
So
You
I'm currently on my
Launchpad,
dock
3
and
of
I'm moving through my
24. You are currently on application dock item. To open this application.
Okay. So I can press Control Option, or as many voiceover users call it in short, the VO keys.
Safari, 4 of 24. You are
to the
currently on
right.
application.
So in VoiceOver, you usually don't use the down arrow. You will use the down arrow, but not in basic navigation through items. So now to move back, I just press the left arrow with the VO
Launchpad,
keys.
3 of 24. You are Siri, 2 of 24. Finder, open, 1 of 24.
And that
Finder,
sound you
open,
heard, that means
1.
you're at the first and it's at the boundary. Now, in the dock and in certain places, I will tell you where as we go along, you can use even the right and the left arrows without the VO keys or the control and option keys to navigate. So if I use just my right arrow.
Siri, 2 of 24. Launchpad, 3 of 24. Safari, 4 of 24.
Even my left arrow.
You are currently on Launchpad, 3 of 24. Siri, 2
so that is how you navigate through your items. Now, how do we open an item? Okay, let me go, let's see, to my system preferences.
Launchpad, Safari, Mail, Contact, Calendar, Notes, Remind, Maps, Photo, Message, FaceTime, News, 14 of 20, iTunes, 50, App Store, System Preferences, 1 new item, 17.
Okay? Now, to open an app or mostly any document or folder, you press VO space, okay? Or you even may press enter on the item. So I'm going to press VO space here.
Finder, desktop, empty, group, system preferences,
that
window,
opens
tool.
up your system preferences, okay? So we've got our system preferences open, and we can navigate through this again by pressing the VO right arrow.
Preference panes, scroll area. Preference panes, toolbar.
Just how we would navigate normally, okay? On Windows. So you just use your VO right and VO left. Okay, so we've talked about how you navigate through a screen and how do you open items, right? Now let me talk about how do you close an app. So you have an app open or a folder and you want to close it. Now in Windows, you'd press Alt F4, and using a mouse, you'd probably go and click on the close icon or something like that. But here, what you got to do is you got to press the command Q, okay? So the command key again is right next to the space bar on the left, and you press command Q.
Finder, desktop.
And so again, my system preferences are closed. Okay. Now, how do I move through my available window? You may say, okay, fine. You know, I'm multitasking on my Mac. Let me show you an example. Here, I'm going to open up just a few random apps.
Dock. System preferences, 1 App Store, 16 apps, Finder, desktop, App Store, loading, app, discover, dock. System preferences, 1, system preferences, App Store, system preferences.
Now, I have opened up quite a few of my apps. Okay. I've opened up App Store, I've opened up System Preferences, and I've got my Finder with my desktop open, which I'll explain just in a second. So how do I navigate through my apps? Just like in Windows, you press Alt-Tab or navigate through your tabs using a mouse. On a Mac, you'd press Command-Tab. So you hold on the Command key and keep pressing Tab to hear your different windows. So App Store,
Finder. System Preferences, 1 new item.
Suppose now I want to, get to my App Store tab. Just release the command key.
App Store, window, discover, collection.
This is how you navigate through your tabs. So let me close all these tabs again. Remember, the close command is Command Q. So
System Preferences, Finder, desktop.
So we've touched on opening and closing apps. Okay. And navigating through your apps and navigating to your items. Now, we're currently on my desktop, and for our next example, let me actually open up a Finder window, okay?
Dock.
So
System Preference, Finder, open, one of Finder, open.
So now we're going to talk about,
window,
okay,
icon.
let me see.
Icon view collection.
I'm navigating
Vertical
with
splitter.
my VO left and right keys. First, let me go home to show you
Sidebar
everything
table.
that's here.
Recents.
So
Select.
home, if you have a home key, you can press that, or you can press your FN and left arrow keys together. And if that doesn't work, you can press VOFN left. That's taken us home.
Toolbar.
So
You are
now,
currently on a
if I press my right arrow with the VO keys,
sidebar
it's going
table.
to take us to a sidebar table, and it's a recents selected. Now you may say, okay, fine. How do I get to this table? Now listen to this again. Okay, listen to this message again.
Toolbar. Sidebar table. Recents. Selected. You are currently on a table. To enter this table, press Control Option
Okay, fine.
Shift down arrow.
How do you enter a table? Why do you need to enter the table? Well, let me explain how VoiceOver groups things. So VoiceOver likes to group things of the same element into certain groups. So here it found a table, it found different, in my Finder window, I have, all those things like recents, applications, and I'll explain what a Finder is in just a second. So what VoiceOver does is it likes to group these things. So now currently it's grouped all my items like recents, applications, and all into a table. Okay, and it says that if you want to get access to this table, you press a certain key command, and then your VoiceOver cursor, which navigates on the screen, will only get access to all the elements in the table. So it won't get access to all this stuff that's outside the toolbar or the sidebar table,
sidebar table,
the vertical splitter,
vertical splitter, icon view.
It won't get access to any of this.
Vertical
It'll only get access to what's inside that sidebar table. So how do you do this? You press Control Option or VO Shift down arrow.
In sidebar table, recents,
so it said
selected,
in sidebar
recents,
table, and then it said the first item, recents. Now you can use your VO.
Recents. You are currently on a cell 2 items inside a table.
Right arrow and left arrow, or even right arrow and left arrow if you have, if you like that. So applications.
You are current desktop.
Documents.
You are currently on a cell.
And you have
documents.
all those items that you can.
You are currently downloads.
Say I want to look
documents,
at my apps.
Desktop.
So I'm going to hit
application.
Space on this, or VO space.
Now in quick look window, share file button. Preview image. Preview image. Share file. Full screen button. Close button. Close button. Now in application desktop. You are currently applications.
Applications.
You are currently on a
let applications be my default now. How do I do that? I press to stop interacting, to get back to that initial screen where we had the sidebar and the vertical splitter and everything. You can press Control Option Shift up arrow, so the reverse. And it said out of sidebar table. So now if you look at the table.
Vertical sidebar table.
Now
applications selected.
That was the item that I kept my focus to when I left the table. So now let's continue exploring the screen.
Vertical splitter. Icon view collection.
Icon view collection. Listen to that again.
You are currently on a collection. To begin interacting with the items in this list,
basically,
press
it's again
Control Option Shift down arrow.
So this is like a table. You interact with all the items, and this is the good thing about VoiceOver. It's simple, and it uses the same commands across different elements. So let's interact with this collection, and this collection contains all my apps. Okay, so Control Option or VO Shift down arrow. App Store.
App Store application.
Automator.
Automator application.
Using my VO,
Books
right?
application. Calculator application. Calendar.
On and keep
out of icon.
So I've come out of that. Now let me explain. You cannot close the Finder, okay? But there's another command on a Mac, and since we've actually opened what is called a Finder window, and again I'll explain that when I'm talking about UI elements, you have to close a window. So to close a window, for example, if you've got mail open and you want to get notifications from your mail but not keep that around, you can close the mail window, so you don't have to go and continuously look through your mail. But if you're on your desktop, you'll get notifications to it. So to close a certain window, you press Command W. So it closed that window and it returned back to empty. Desktop. Now, let me talk about the UI. So the last segment, last two segments now, we've got a UI. So how does a Mac look? Now, a Mac, uh, its main screen is kind of different to something that you'd find on Windows or Linux. So on a Mac, you do have a desktop in the middle, but unlike Windows, you don't have you don't have so many items on your desktop. You usually have 2 or 3 folders that are the most important to you, that you use a lot, or some application shortcuts. My desktop currently, if I use my VO keys or even your normal arrows would work. So it's saying empty.
Desktop, empty, group.
You can hear that boundary noise. It's saying
Desktop,
empty.
empty.
I don't have anything on my desktop, okay? So the desktop is only for your recent, and if you have any external hard drives or volumes, they will show up on your desktop. Now at the top of your screen, you have what's called a menu bar. A menu bar, it's just imagine like your Windows start menu. So it contains your certain menus. The first menu is the Apple menu, which is pinned. Um, it's pinned to any menu bar, and the second menu will be your application specific. So currently we're actually dealing with the Finder because the desktop is open in the Finder. So the second menu will be the Finder, and you'll have File, Edit, and whatever else. So to access your menu, you press VOM, so Control Option M.
Menu bar, Apple. You are
And you
currently
can
on a
use your
menu bar.
right and left arrows to
Finder.
navigate through your menus.
File. Edit. View. Go.
And that's the
Window.
end. So let's navigate
Help.
back.
Help. You
Now
are
to
currently
get access to this Apple menu,
Apple.
I'm going to press VO
You are
down
current.
arrow. And you can just navigate through your
Apple
items.
menu 10 items. About this Mac. System preferences. Apps or ellipsis. Recent items. Force quit ellipsis command. Sleep. Restart ellipsis. Shut down ellipsis. Lock screen command. Log out Pranav Savla ellipsis.
So that's
Command
how
shift
you
Q.
go to
Closing
the menu.
menu.
Close it, you press
Desktop.
the escape key. Now at the bottom you have your dock. So to navigate your dock, you press VOD.
Dock. Finder.
And
Open.
to
1 of
navigate through
24.
your items in the dock, again, I showed you how to do that with the arrow keys. So what is your dock? Your dock is, it's just imagine like this section at the bottom of your screen that acts as, it holds your most recent applications. So you can look through my dock. I have Finder, Siri,
Launchpad. 3. Safari.
basically
4.
everything
Mail.
that I
5.
have usually.
Contacts.
And now you've been hearing this word Finder a lot. So Finder is the default file browser on a Mac. And it's like File Explorer on Windows, but the way it functions is kind of different. So a Finder functions in the way that whenever you start up your Mac, a Finder will always be open. So you can never actually close a Finder, because even if you close the windows of a Finder, it will be displaying your desktop. And so you never actually open up a Finder when you click on the Finder app, but you open up a new window of the Finder, in the sense that a Finder, just think about it like a file browser, any normal browser. You open up tabs, right? In, like, for example, Chrome. So in a Finder, you open up windows. So when you open up a window, you can navigate through your items, just like how you do in File Explorer and things like that. And I showed you how to do that just a second back. Now, lastly, I want to touch on how do you get help in VoiceOver. So there is a help menu for VoiceOver, which can be accessed by VOH.
VoiceOver help menu 5 items.
Help menu, let me show you what it has with my VO down arrow. That'll take you
user guide control option question.
VoiceOver. And that is
commands
all
help
the
menu
commands.
control option HH.
Now keyboard help
control option K.
It's like input help in NVDA or so. So when you enter that, your keyboard will actually will not respond, and you can hear whatever key you press, VoiceOver will tell you what key that is, or whatever command you press, it'll tell you what command it is. That'll tell you
sounds
all the
help
sounds
menu.
that it is. You can listen to every.
Quick start
that
tutorial
is a
control
tutorial
option
very
FM
useful. 8. That will guide you
desktop
through
empty
every core aspect of VoiceOver. So that was an introduction to VoiceOver on the Mac, and essentially that was how you use VoiceOver on a Mac in the basic terms on how you navigate and what the screen looks like. So I hope you took something from this, and I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you.